US President Donald Trump released a few letters earlier this evening. These letters were sent by his administration to various trading partners, informing them of reciprocal tariffs that will be in effect from 1st of August. The first two letters posted by Mr. Trump on social media platform Truth Social revealed that US will be imposing a tariff rate of 25% on Japan and Korea. In the last few days, Donald Trump declared his intention to dispatch tariff letters to multiple countries ahead of the approaching deadline of trading associates to conclude negotiations. My colleague Priyanka Adeo is with us to talk more on the tariffs that are being imposed by Donald Trump. Priyanka, thank you very much for joining us at this hour. Could you please tell us what is awaited for India? We are hearing of a mini deal. When is it going to take place and what can India expect?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. And I guess since I've been watching the Wimbledon tournament, I'm a little inspired by the tennis matches. So I'd like us to, while explaining what exactly these tariff letters mean, let's just think of Wimbledon since the tournament's in full swing. Now, I'm part of the Federer, Nadal, Djokovic era. They're all from different countries, right? But off the court, they may be friends, they respect each other. But once they're on center court, it's all business. They're not playing for friendship, they're playing to win. Now, Donald Trump approaches international trade in the same way. Yes, he does value relationships. Yes, he does respect leaders, and that includes PM Modi. He has massive respect for him, and he said that on record. But when it comes to America's interests, especially its economic dominance, it's game time, and that's what those tariff letters were all about. Now, Trump saw that the US was running massive trade deficits with countries like China as well as India. He believed that America was being taken advantage of, and he decided to push back, which he's fully in his right to do as US president. So the tariffs on steel, aluminum, and more, which made headlines in the past, if you remember those, this wasn't really about making enemies. It was about protecting the American economy for him and bringing that leverage back to the US side of the court. Now enter the BRICS summit, right? This is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And let's be real, this isn't just a friendly alliance, right? It's not a summit where leaders just come and take selfies and reels and go back home. BRICS is actually openly challenging the dominance of the US dollar in international trade. They're actively working to create alternative payment systems to promote local currencies and reduce dependence on Western financial institutions. From Trump's perspective, naturally, and frankly, it's not just Trump, any US president's perspective, that's a huge red flag. So I'm going to push back on it because once the US dollar loses its place in the world's default currency, America loses a massive advantage, including global trust, control over sanctions, influence in international lending, just to name a few. And the dollar is not just currency, it's power, right? So when Trump imposed tariffs took a hard line, even allies like India, right? He wasn't turning away from the friendship with Modi. He was stepping onto the global court, I guess you can say, the global center court, and saying we're playing to win. And Modi, he's actually doing the same for India. Jaishankar has said it every single time he travels out of India, right? So India's participation in BRICS isn't anti-US if you look at our side of the coin, and if you look at India's side of the coin. And I'm currently in the US, so I'm speaking of our side and their side, right? India is also doing what is pro-India. India is doing what India. So Modi is securing trade alternatives, expanding influence, and also ensuring that India doesn't have to rely on a single partner. So with these tariffs, friendships they don't disappear, but I would say the strategy always comes first. And that's what Trump really means with these tariffs. That's what India is also doing with BRICS for India.
Priyanka, by when are we going to expect that letter from Mr. Trump's officials? What is the percentage that you expect India will be slapped?
I don't think that, letters based on the history of the Trump administration, right? What they basically say they're going to do, they're going to do. So basically what Trump tweets out, everything has come into play. We saw that with the big, beautiful bill. He wanted it to pass on July 4th, which was America's birthday. And it definitely passed on July 4th, right? Even with the House Speaker speaking, Hakeem Jeffries speaking for 8 hours and 45 minutes, it still passed
Right.
when Trump said it would pass. So I wouldn't be surprised if these tariff letters are sent right when Trump says they'll be sent. I don't think, with that being said, India is going to get slapped at all. I think India is a nation on its own. We have one of the biggest economies in the world. We have one of the fastest growing economies in the world. I don't think India's a bystander here that's just going to take the slap. India and PM Modi is also going to stand up and do what's best for India.
Well, thank you very much, Priyanka, for getting us those insights. I love the comparison with Wimbledon, and it's absolutely clear to me and all of our viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.